What is up, guys? Welcome on back to the news with TK. And boy, Letitia James is getting uh, excoriated online. And that will happen when you run as the anti corruption attorney general, only to be now investigated for the same thing that you went after your biggest political opponent for. Yeah. So welcome on back to the news with TK. Got to give a major shout out to my guys over at destroyer1320.com. If you have a Dodge, Mopar, Ram, Jeep, Chrysler product, I think they even do Ford trucks and a bunch of kill switches for pretty much every model, go check out destroyer1320.com as they just did the new intro that you saw that comes in. So major shout out to them. And they are personal friends of this channel and also the car channel, TK's Garage. Anyways, so getting into this, Letitia James is in trouble. She literally has one of two choices. She can say, yes, the Virginia house is my primary residence, which immediately disqualifies her as Attorney General in New York, or it's not your primary residence and it's mortgage fraud. It's literally one or the other. There's no wiggle room there. And yes, the salacious claim towards the end from the department that looked at it over the mortgage, talking about her dad being her husband in 1983. Yeah, that's past statute of limitations, but who knows? I mean, they did bring cases against the current president that were outside of the statute of limitations by just making it a different case. So who knows what happens here? Most likely that won't be pursued. It could be used as a sentencing factor, though, later for mitigating circumstances for a judge to sentence Letitia James. I know we're getting way ahead of the ball here, but I saw some interesting commentary on this, and New York media is going in. I want to show you that now.
The Trump administration accuses Attorney General Tish James of mortgage fraud. They allege in court documents that in 2023, James granted her power of attorney to make a Norfolk, Virginia property her principal residence, despite her actually living and serving as Attorney General in New York. They also allege she bought a 5-family property in Brooklyn in 2001 with a loan that is only available for homes with 4 units or less. Alice Gaynor explains the accusations and the politics involved.
The head of the Federal Housing Finance Agency alleges New York Attorney General Letitia James may have committed mortgage fraud related to a Virginia home and a New York property. And so he sent Attorney General Pam Bondi a criminal referral letter.
I saw it on breaking news this morning. This case was sent to us from Bill Pulte. We have not seen it. I inquired right before I walked out here. No one in my office has read it yet. We haven't looked at it. Of course, we'll be reviewing it.
The allegations in that letter claim James listed the Virginia home as her main residence and that she misrepresented her Brooklyn property as having fewer units. All, he writes, in order to allegedly secure more favorable loan terms. It's also alleged James and her father signed mortgage documents in 1983 stating they were husband and wife. You may recall AG James filed a civil lawsuit against President Trump and the Trump Organization for inflating property values to get more favorable loan and insurance terms. She won, and they were fined hundreds of millions of dollars.
He said he was going to go after his enemies. He declared he would be going after his enemies. And he's finally gotten down to maybe the J's on his list, Tish James. He's going to keep going.
Governor Hochul was asked several questions about the allegations.
I'm going to allow her to have a chance to explain all this.
Attorney General James is focused every single day on protecting New Yorkers, especially as this administration weaponizes the federal government against the rule of law and the Constitution. She will not be intimidated by bullies, no matter who they are.
So as you can see, even the liberal media in New York is not giving her a pass. I don't see, and I know she's responded. I've seen her talking about how she went to Howard University and Thurgood Marshall, and she brought up all this stuff about how she's, Howard University desegregated the. I get all that. This has nothing. This isn't a race thing, And she's going to try to turn it into that. And full disclosure, before someone's like, oh, TK's just a white guy. He's just a racist. I'm part of an interracial family. So good luck with that. My daughter's all African American. Next. Second, this has zero to do with race. This has to do with character. And hers clearly is messed up. She ran on going after the current president, got elected, then did go after the president, and literally did the same thing that she claims the president did, but much worse. Not overvaluing properties, lying on documents like outright. There's no wiggle room here. None. There's no explanation to explain this away. And in that clip, to see Governor Kathy Hochul say, well, I'm going to give Letitia James an opportunity to explain herself here. Oh my God. She can't get the hell out of New York fast enough. And in fact, I really feel like maybe the governor of New York needs to be investigated for interfering in the due process of the Supreme Court in New York, which should have already issued a decision on the appeal for Trump's civil case. Interesting. I feel like the governor is intentionally propping up the AG, but newsflash, breaking news, the Bar Association in New York is now looking at it, and Letitia James could just be straight up disbarred. Period. End of story. So do I think she's going to get off with this? And I've seen the comments, oh, nothing's going to happen. They're not going to do anything to her. She's never going to be prosecuted. Oh, no. Pam, that's the other thing. This doesn't have to do with the state of New York. This has to do with the feds. And I can tell you this, as much as people are giving Pam Bondi the paper tiger thing and saying that she's not going to go after anybody or do anything, this is a slam dunk, easy case against a political rival. And oh my God, isn't it rich? It is so ironic to hear the governor of California too, but the governor of New York and the attorney general in the state of New York talking about weaponizing the justice system. Wow. You mean the same exact way you weaponized the justice system to try to keep the president from being able to run for office? That weaponization? Yeah, see, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, geniuses. And when you open up that box, yeah, there's no, let me stuff the genie back in it. Let me push it back in the bottle. Let me put Pandora back in there. No. See, it's the very same thing. And I talk about the nuclear option all of the time when it comes to decisions. And this happened way back when Harry Reid was the majority leader in the Senate from my great state here in Nevada. And made it where you only needed a simple majority to be able to put judges on the court, exercised that nuclear option, and forever changed the Senate. Well, you weaponized the justice system. You tried to go after your political opponents because you didn't have anything you could really run on or stand on. So the only thing you could do is hope you could convict somebody. But how did that work out for you? Didn't. He's still in office. And now, because you went after this guy with such a fever with literally no case, you did the same thing, and now you're facing the prosecution. The difference is it's in black and white. You signed those documents. You said it was your primary residence, Miss James. Step down, walk away, fight another day. Or say that, it's not your primary residence and face mortgage fraud charges. Because I can tell you two things. Pam Bondi's coming. For sure. And you will be convicted. Or step down. Those are pretty much your options. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, like me, especially when, you know, people do ignorant stuff like this, I love to always say, stay petty, my friends.
Miller, Letitia James says the allegations against her are nothing more than a revenge tour by the Trump administration. What's your response?
My response is that Letitia James is one of the most corrupt, shameless individuals ever to hold public office. She's guilty not only of those crimes, but of countless more crimes by using and abusing her public office to try to persecute an innocent man, depriving him of his rights, engaging in a conspiracy to obstruct our election, and to overthrow our democratic processes and procedures. She is guilty of multiple significant serial criminal violations.